Gomani Dialib. Kate Falter of Galer, Egan Afrin, Madin, an Ternuna Shaw. Gwymins the Kela son Paddy. Gan was Buigas the Dia Esocht a Seal, Esocht the Heel, August Kermwins are winning Inish Inia, Godugadia, Falta Riva Nyav. I'd like to welcome all of you here to Paddy's funeral mass here today. I'd like to welcome also everybody who's joining us from the United States as well through the live stream that's happening here. You're very welcome, and we know you're very much with us here in spirit today. Sigi Shis Lowerdell, I'd like to invite you to be seated as a number of symbols are presented which are emblematic of Paddy's life. I'd like to invite those bringing forward those symbols to please do so at this time. Gurmila Magi. Shaski Lowerdell Inish. August Tussin was the Hela, Inanima Nahir, August and Vic, August and Spirit Nave, Amen. Grau and Cheernalib. The Fobbles Duggamwoods are Baki Hun Quivna Inish, Hun Gamushin, the Runjiver Naifa, the Hyalura. Advium the Lahuchtach, August Thivesha Vrachra, Gurfaki Megatrum, Le Sweenev, August Le Breher, Le Neve, August Le Fali, Three Mahor Fain, Three Mahor Fain, Three Mahor Fain, Aaron Nawar Shin, Impi Mer Nibwira Shiro, Aaron the Hangle, August Aaron the Nave, August Arisha Vrachra, Guir Mahan, Hun and Tiernadia, Gunyanadia Lahuchtach Trokra Arin, Gamahi She, Arbaki Duan, August Gadrori She, Hun the Baha Shiri Shin. Ahirna Jane Trokra. A Crease Jane Trokra. Ahirna Jane Trokra. Gwivamate. A Hur Trorin Leshen Maha Aus. Hun Gnosklotu an Balach Isteach an the Shiriachta. And Pimids Guhulor the Ordu, Guscrifer Three Gross the Trokra, Anim de Hervishi Paddy, Ilyaur the Baha. Trinar Jirna Isa Crease the Wak, a Warian agus Aurelian Latza, an Aintacht an Spirit Nave, Zia, Three Hail the Sail. Amen. Sigi Shis Lowerdell, Anish. I'd like to invite forward those who are reading the first and the second readings now.
An Chiadleocht, Slugtas Gníomhar na Naspel. Laur Padar le Cornelius, agus le na Hailach, agus Dúirt. Tigim nish go fear nach bhéchan dia chun person seachas a chéile, a cebi duine a thugann ómos dó, agus a dhéanaan an ceart. Gur tainmhach an duine sin dó, is cuma cervas Sin ein teachtarach de chur sé go dtí clán Israel, nuair a dógur sé dealscé an na siochanna dóibh, trí Isa Christ. An sé atá na hiarna ar cháchaile. Agus dáirda sé dúna ógras don phobal, agus a dhearbhú, gur bhéh tá cepaí ag dia, in I bhrethebh bheo agus wadibh. Agus éidir thugan na fáithlig an Ionise seo, ghfuil maithnas pacaí le fáil in anam ag chulaganna a chreidirán. Sinna bríthir dé.
Buíochas le dia.
Gus an freagra, is an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú.
Sé an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú.
Is an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú, cé a chuireach agla orm. Is an tíarna dúnáras mo bheithe, cé a chuireach ar crith me, an freagra.
Sé an
Is an
tíarna
tíarna
mo
mo
cholas
cholas
is
is
mo
mo
chláánú.
chláánú. Ein Iomhána íram ar an tíarna, éili me seo. Bheith mo chónaí I deach an tíarna, fad a bheits me beú. Chun go máisin íomnas an tíarna, gus go bhecin a hampel, freagra.
Sé an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú.
A hiarna, éis le mo gá nuair is creadí mort. Din trócra orm is freagar me. A hiarna, tá me cuartú do gnúis, na folí orm do gnúis, freagra.
Sé an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú.
Credim go bheice me maithas an tíarna I ddíar na meo. Fánas an tíarnas, bí cróga. Beach de chrí go tréan is fánas an tíarna, freagra.
Sé an tíarna mo cholas is mo chláánú.
Slachtas litur níomh pólchaigh na rómhaní. Ní do féin bhhar an aon duine ein ach ní do féin an sé bás. Mar bharmuid beo is an tíarna a bharmuid, agus má spás a anmuid is an tíarna a anmuid bás chomá. Cé bé acu beonú marmh dúin mar sin is leis an tíarna muid. Mar is chuige seo a fuair Crís spás agus I dair beo, chun go meach tíarnas ar bheo agus ar bhar bhar aige. Cámuid go léir seasa os cóir sí brethnús dé mar tá scrífa. Darmar bheo a déir an tíarna, ach go bheic far gachlún os mo chóir agus duine gach tanga adháil do dhé. De réir sin tuair a gach duine an cúntas ar féin do dhé. Sin é bríthir dé.
Buíochas le dia. Seací lewardal inis le haid an soscéal. Glór sa hiarna, túrina glóra. Glór sa hiarna, túrina glóra. Goráin tíar na lib. Slug das an soscéal naifa de réir naimh óin. San am sin, dúirt sa na bíoch bura war crí. Credan si bnia, credag I anam sa leis. Is am I áras a deach ma ahar, mar meach din seo an jíbe. Or tá me gáil I chur áta I cór jíab. Agus ma haim, agus áta chur I cór jíab. Tucha mé ríist agus tóga mé sib hagam hain. I tro an áta na mai mise go mai sib se chama. Tá ólis na slí agi mar a bhfuilm I gáil. Dúirt Tomás leis, a hiarna. Níl sé an cáiltú I gáil, agus cén chlí is féidir dún ólas na slí a bheith an. Dúirt sa leis, is mise, an chlí, an irinne agus an bheithe. Ní hagan aon duine go dtí an tathair a chaháin trímsa. Sa scéal an tíarna, má le grúta chríist. Sigí síos leabhar dá. Bhí mé tóí leis an céad léocht a rounní sib le haid an tafran inniuh. Thug sib thug tháinig go méisceil an léocht sin ó na níomhar na náspol. Agus ní ecan tú cho vinnic actually an léocht sin. Ach rinne sé mádam ag smuoine faoi agus mac na bhíanamh ed chomá le síl paddy. Rúgu paddy I Derry Rush, tá sagi sé sin, áit all in é. Fiú amháin, fiú mar lá mar seo. You know? Derry Rush tá sé all in fós sa báisteach. Agus an sin hui sé America. Agus thugir sé I Washington State, a ríist áit all in é. Agus an sin, bhí sé gobartíomh mu, faoin spéir, sa forestry, agus an sin, thug sibse Somalia. Agus níos dúirní, sin am muid híimna sé a ríist snáitsáin I relic Kill Owen. Rúgu war sé agus bai sé faoi híimnas and we san nádor allin. And I have to say this as well, that I was really struck with the symbols that you brought forward and the book especially. I just finished reading that book. This book is, I don't know if you saw it clearly when I kind of held it up for you, but it's a book written by an author, an American author called John Krakauer, called Into the Wild. And uh, that author, I believe, had really strong connections with Washington State as well, actually. I think he lived there for a time, and he wrote about it also, and some of the beautiful nature there. But that's one of the major themes in all of his writings, and in that book particularly, is the wildness of nature and how good it does us to be out in it. How good it does us to be out in it. And I was very much thinking of that kind of theme with Patty, from the different kind of things that you all as his family shared with me. Vi mig swina freshen ed an áit tá muide in Arcónaí an seo in Éireann agus beidir chuid is mó aine gan na mara agus cécho difriúil é ón áit a dimme Paddy, probably. Nuair a dimme sé Éireann go America. Cécho difriúil atá rudaí, tá an síl inis an seo. Ámantí beidir Éireann tú é Shiphain, ach tá sé costal go bhfuil muid stránseí in artí ar hain ámantí, tá rudaí ho áirithe, ho difriúil. Ámantí fecinn mé daoine ag strácáilt le puinte creidimh freisin, san fáis sin, mariál sin. Go bhfuil thulathóirt áirithe, agus an bhfuil muid an dáiríd ag brá ed an creidimh, mar a bhí beidir ar muintir nó ar tíintir in an ag brá ed. Bhí méid smuoineh ar na rudaí sin agus bhí méid smuoineh faoi cuasaí creidimh agus cuasaí nádar. Ní hiad cuasaí creidimh costal le cuasaí léithúil atá an inis. Atá an áhrú ón ís go híis. Tá siad níos costal le nádar ag fannacht mar atá siad. Smuoinigí ed Derry Rush. Seachas títhe nua, bóthra nua, ach beidir níos far, ach bóthra nua ar aintlí. Tá Derry Rush mar a bhí séad céad bliain ó hin. An cruc, an áirige, na Guardian. Agus nádar hain, nádar cinedéine. Ní áithríonn sé mar a áithríonn cultúr nó technoliaach nó stail a chanerid. Sé sin an puint sa céadlaocht. Is cum a cén cinenne, nó tréimh, nó rás. Tá muid a lig, seasamh os cordé, dia ar crochíthór, agus bathe, agus maithúnas, agus áthas ag teastáil lein, agus ghlachan muid iad a lig wai. Ceapim nuair atá muid faoin spéir, nuair atá muid i muis san nádúir, áit áin agus fian beidir. Fecinn muid rudaí mar atá siad dá ide. Gandát, áithríonn cuasaí léithúil. Tá sé sin trúráilte. Ach fánan rudaí eile mar a bhí siad de hir. An cuimeann lib an parable, a duine síosa faoin fearr cíalmhar, a thóg a cheach ar an cáraig. Tógann muid síl ar cuasaí atá siúráilte agus atá muid in an brá áithreacht. San cáisin, gcuireann muid ar son Paddy le muineen. Tá dia an, tá grá ag a ró. Fáin muid bethe sirí wai. Go dtugad dia an bethe sin go Paddy inis. Amen. Seaski lewer del inis. Tá na guian phobal an, inis so má léon tú guian phobal, sféidir lib techt a níos inis lower dal. You guys can line up just like this.
Gaimúidir san na haglais, gur an aglais a gúnaí dílis de thuisceil Christ, sosceil lais, maithanas agus dóchas, a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn.
Níd orthu siú, a bhfuil córam poiblí orthu, go sírí siad son an ceart agus son na síochána, a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn.
Guiamad go tíorthaí dia an chulpáide ón bíanos agus ón dorchadas a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn.
Guiamad son muintir agus a corda paddy, go háir de Porter Susan, a inin Terry agus a clán nachhfuil an na bheithlinn. Go bhúg siad solas ina mórt an tíorna a hill na diora os cion uig Lazarus, a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn.
Guiamad na Gaelta atá marmh agus orthú siad go léir a bhí go maithún, go bhfailtaí dia rompú seach sa solas sealseach ina láthair féin, a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn.
Guiamad orthú sin a bhuair bás sa creide, go bhfailtí an tír na rompú is seo ina láthair féin, a hir na éislinn.
A hiarna becan sugus éislinn. Curmuid's paddy inis fwy vrat mwide, ar mahar agus sterin was the chéile, sé de bheith wide, talán de gras de tá cheer na lad. Spani huids ra, agus Spani thura de verna isa, a nív wide a wahar jay, queer in the pack inis, agus erur ar mash, amen. Sinarga behugget 3 Christ ar jeerna. Sigi she's loverdel, agus tamagir, curfalts a riv ein dinne, a vai towards an Iran, agus an fian inis, gun altor, sveids er labiana inis. Spani hui hirna a yi in the krinya, magar vruntuar nest the lawnracht an Taran Shaw a fralamits glitz. Turn the talon agus sear her love and dinna, zain for de Iran na bahaduan. Spani hui hirna a yi in the krinya, magar vruntuar nest the lawnracht an fian Shaw fralamits glitz. Turn the fianuna agus sear her love and dinna, zain for de doch spitadal to doin. A phobal day gwigi gan naca gian tahar le huachtach, leis ní burcha wemse agus webse. Shaski Lardell. In Pimador the Hirna a vet ingarga the Hervi Shuk Paddy, will Ebert Shaw on Hutziv, a Hofral N, Litz law a Eilika. On this Malyan ein small package, the Marilla ein Lochdana Gamahatu de Trivrontanus de Hinaltish, Ux Ganglanitu de Tri Christ Argirna. Grau and Chirnalib. Togagi were Korea and Ardza. Gaunwitz Buikaslan ar Chirna dia. Is Kert August is Cordoon Gedzevin, is Kui August is Tarvach, Buikas a Gaulat, a here August in Ach Ots, a Hirna, a her Neifa, a ye Luhuch the Hiri. Eshin is Slanu Gundown, is Bahagun Kinadana, August is Asheri gun the Mariv. Treats in the iron sloots in the Nangle the Wargacht, August Eid Fui Luchid, it the Laher Gashiri. And Pimador the Ordu Galigi Dunya Hama, who a Walla a Gohe the Luchra Ljosen, a Ra. Is Neifa, who a Hirna Gia na Slu, Tanyav August Taliv Lawns e the Glor, Hosanna Snaharda. Ispani and Te Taig Tacht and Anam and Chirna, Hosanna Snaharda. Nish Ewer Glunya, Matashibinan, Lewerdel. A Hirna is Neifa Huga Fiernach. Is to Tubber na Neifa de Galer. Maybe Marshin in Pimador na Brunt na Shaw, Le Druch the Spirit. Hun Ganyenfer Dieben ar Gore, Corp, August Fwil, Argirna, Isa Christ. Norvishe a Hord Suis and the Pasha, Dionhain, Lak She and Taran, August Agau Buikas Lat, Vrish August Hug da Yeshkipel A Ra. Glakagi, August Ihigi Illa Asshaw, or Isay Shaw Mahorp, a Huerfer, Erwer son. Erin Guihan and Thracian Tupper, a Glock in the Kalisha, August Agau Buikas Lat the reached, Hugshe da Yeshkipel a Ra. Glakagi August Oligi Illa Astisha, or Asisha Kalish Machlids Fulla, Fwil and Nuahum the Hiri, Jort for Erwer son, August son Moron, and Mahunas Nabaki, Zenigi Esha, Egwivna, Ormsa. Runjiver Uncredziv, Mahirna, August, Maia. Dar Erson the Hirna, Equibna Doon Was, August Hashari Christ, a Frolmans Litz Aran the Bahem, August Kalish and Planiha, August Gaum with Buikas Lat, Tuska View Lad Shin, Abed the Lawhead, August Egg Phone of Litz. Erin Wids Gahulort Ganento for the Hele, Le Kucht on Spirit Nave, Shinna Eta Partach Egorp, August of Will Christ. Torkon Quivna, Hirna, Doglish Fooden down Ward, Hun Ganyenfa and Yertu Sahahernacht. A good like the Lenar Bapa, Leo, August Lenar Naspug Prunchius, August Leshen Clare, Ilig. Quivni freshen ed Armwincher Fane, for boss, August Deg Sula Hasheri. August Orhu Shu the Leg, Ta Imiche Clean the Fearing, if we the night. August Falta Rumpwishdach is Solus the Nusha. Jane Trokra Arnilla and Pimadort, on the Skavution of Ed Partux of Eha Hiri, Huntu Awalu, August Gloru. It goods like the Namides and a Benny him with it, Maher J. Joseph Nefa Akela, Nanave Aspel, August the Nave Lig, Arena de Hilsa Reeve and all, Tree the Wak, Isa Christ. Is treeds, August Lesh, August down, a hookter gach anor August glorchitze, a ye and taher lahuchtach, an eintach and spitted nave, three hail in the sail. Amen. Shaski Leverdell Anish. And an tláning a dar troru agus brihir jé dar chagas tá sé de visnach an ará. Ar nahead, a tar nev, gnéfer danam, gadagad a riacht, gnéinter de heller an taliv, mar yéinter nev, ar naran leihul toer doen in jo, gus ma doen ar viacha, mar wamid dar vekuna hain, gus nalig shinigahu, ach sershin uwalk. Sershin o gachol can pimador de hirna, toer doen gekinalta shiachan lan ar len, anis gemaimud de kuna de chrokra, serum back agoni agus slán on illa worts, agus sinnig sú leis an dóchas neifa, agus le tacht ar sláni hora Isa Christ, or is latsa an riux an coogs an glor, trí hail na sail. A hirna Isa Christ the door to the aspel, fogam shiachanagi, tugam jeev mehiachan. Ná fech at our backina, ach ar creds of doglisha. To only shiachan the hortste, agus ia aintu fui mars tel athain. Tusa warin agus aurelian, trí hail na sail. Shiachan an chirna lib iguni. A froligi koracha shiachana da hele. Awunje. Hogan's Pakian down, Jane Trokra Oren. Awunje. Shoe Unje. Shoe and Te Hogan's Pakian down. Is Maynard dobe shoed, for a cura can share an owen. A hirna, ne few me, get duck if we mean, a garbisher and fuckle, cause lie her sir, ma anum. Just a brief announcement before Holy Communion. If anyone isn't Catholic or maybe you don't regularly practice your faith, you are very welcome here. It's very good that you're here today, this morning, as we had to pray for Patty and to sympathize with his family. If you're in that position, or for whatever reason you don't want to receive Holy Communion, you do one of two things. You can either come forward, like in the queue, and then just cross your arms across your chest like this. This means, I'm not ready to receive Holy Communion right now, but I would like a blessing. We do that all the time. Otherwise, you can also feel free to stay in your seat as well. No one is under any pressure to come forward for Holy Communion. Corp Christ. Corp Christ. Christ. Corp 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 Christ. Commanding to our lungs, but in name, amen. Corp Christ. 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 See you later, Corp. See you later, Corp. Thomas ag súlan ar sláníthóir ar dearna Isa Christ a dhéana an corp uirisiil seo ein a anhhainú ar ein dul lena chorp glór hain. Gwifamíns. A dhí le thuachtaí, an pimadort a dionú go de herví seach paddy, a dimme on síl seo, go mana sé amach lúthar aishairí, hirí an aishairí, agus é ar na glanú ag na hibertí seo, agus ar na hero on na faci, trí Christ ar dearna. Sí síos lewardel, agus tá géir de curfáil to rih mórtín inis just ag rins couple focail ar son winter paddy.
chorde. Tá déir a réiteach ag Paddy John Chamin. Seo. Agus tá ag úl se asúr go se den sépel céan ar baistúa 8 híon blian ó hen. Arú mór sac ar a síl ó hen ar a hánig se in síl go donna níar an cogmór bailach críocht ní gan ám ach bhí garad ní. Now, ní ra mór an arsenaí nar a rugú Paddy ach ag an nám céanna dá se suas mar ar bra láidir bríomhar agus hí se an sásta le na héal nó go rá seanna aróg agus in sin mar badul go leor goin ag an nám sin imircí bhí anó agus anú an tamsin ag an imircí bhí bag nach choilehine dal ar imircí agus tó hí bhealach bháin go waharad é. Now, I'm conscious that not everybody listening can understand my old brogue. So, as I was saying, Paddy grew up into a big, strong young man. He emigrated to the US at an early age, and he did well in America. He sampled most of the states, or at least a good many of them, before he settled finally in a lovely state called Washington. And there he took a liking to the place, and I'm not surprised. I was there a couple of times myself to visit him, and it has a lot of similarities to the place at home, weather and greenery and mountains and all that kind of thing. Now, forestry is a big event in Washington, so needless to say, he got employment in the forest industry, first as what they call a logger, and that's knocking down trees and converting them to wood. But in latter years, he changed to what they call reforestation, replanting young trees again. And I think maybe in the end he might have planted more than he had knocked down in a previous iteration. But it is a job that he liked very much. He liked the open, the outdoor, and he had great friends there. We had met a lot of them along the way, and he was highly regarded in that industry. He was quick to adapt, quick to learn, and quick to be alert to the dangers of working with big trees and so forth. Now, as he went along, as he got older, he was semi-retired, and he spent a lot of his winters in Mexico, which was a very nice place to go in the winter when like going in the Nyan and not to mention the Hauragoni, lovely weather, and he could indulge in his favorite pastime, fishing, down in a place called Baja, which is sometimes referred to as the Tail of California. Yeah, I didn't indeed feel jealous about him at times during that time, where he could take off like that. But he still came back and spent his summers in Washington, where he lived happily with his partner Susan, and also where he was close to his daughter Terry and her family, Aaron and Ray and her husband Lynn. And hopefully they'll be able to see a copy of this ceremony which Aoife is putting together for us. Thank you, Aoife. Is Kegur Hanja Miracle Gomorlish, agus Vian Sealige at Mexico, agus Nastati, agus on Seal Margurt. Eganam Kena, Navisha Tacht, Nakaledir and Thiel, we phoner agus dúte le na níteí go bhrális a bheith chuthanéiring. So he expressed a wish, despite a long time being gone from home, that he always had that desire to be buried here. So I was glad that we were able to accommodate there. We were over in America a couple of weeks ago, and we had a memorial there with friends and family in a funeral home. And it was lovely to meet all those people who had worked with him and who had great things to say about him. Now, I suppose we decry immigration, and I suppose the hardest part of it is the separation. But thankfully, in latter years, we were able to talk to him and visit him, and he visited us on many occasions, which, of course, was a great relief to us. So before I finish, I would like to thank Father Shane especially for having a lovely ceremony, a lovely mass here for us today. I'd like to thank all the people who did all the readings, and especially all those of you who came, some of you a long journey and such a very bad morning to join us here. We really appreciate that. Now, after we finish here, the plan is to bring the urn with Paddy's remains to the graveyard in Cologne in Rossmuck, which where our parents are buried, and he will be interred there in a short ceremony. Now, after that, we will be going to Clark's Bar in Rossmuck, which is very close to the cemetery, and I would love all of you to join us there, where we have some food, some lunch laid on, and I'm told for those of us who might need gluten-free food, that is also available. Now, it's a very bad day to go to the graveyard, so I wouldn't expect people to go to the graveyard, but before you reach the graveyard, you'll reach Clark's, so you can drop in there and it'll be drier, and we will join you there very, very, very soon after. So thanks very much for listening. I don't want to keep you too long. My son Porrick, who is namesake of Paddy, has a little poem with which to finish, and it won't take long. Porrick, thanks.
So it's a poem called Farewell, My Friends. At every turning of my life, I came across good friends, friends who stood by me, even when the time raced me by. Farewell, farewell, my friends, I smile and bid you goodbye. No, shed no tears, for I need them not. All I need is your smile. If you feel sad, do think of me, for that's what I like. When you live in the hearts of those you love, remember then, you never die.
Gramagi men. Shaski nish lower do. Le dochus in Isa Christ, ta corp ar drecher Paddy, a curse in the wien. Irmwoods gehool da foreign gach doel an corp fuilog shall hogal fui glor, is dach a golod in the naive, agus arver chluts in the firan. Godugad zia brehunis trokrach ed, gamaha she a faki do, agus gasero she on masse. Gatrori an teir a fonta hanan wontra session aher, agus gawai she evenis gadio, morain lish na naive, laher an re hiri. Receive his soul and present him to God the Most High. Receive his soul and present him to God the Most High. Saints of God, come to his aid. Hasten to meet him, angels of the Lord. Receive his soul and present him to God the Most High. May Christ, who called you, take you to himself. May angels lead you to the bosom of Abraham. Receive his soul and present him to God the Most High. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. Receive his soul and present him to God the Most High. A hirna Jane Throkra. A Chris Jane Throkra. A hirna Jane Throkra. Ahar na Throkra Kermuds Anamar Drocher, Fui the Homerka. Gaumuds Buikas Lat, Esan Kinoltas Gilair, of Runtu de Hervishach, August A. Cecile Shaw. Biachan Maidchin Mar Horcha en, the war wahas hain, August Homain the naive agreest. Eishka Throkrach Lenar Nerniha Hirna. Oscal Gati na Vlahas get the Hervishach. August Kudilinja, an Seal Shaw, so loss a horts da Hela, Lanyart ar Credziv. Gadi Gagahamuds Galer Fui Yen Christ, August an ar Drocher Gado. Schneering of a hugget 3 Christ ar Girna. Grau and Chirnalib. Gemani zie looked up Shibanish, Aher, Mach, August and Spirit Naive. Imigi inish fui hiahan, Buicha Sledia. Come out together now, okay? August and Vic, August and Spirit Naive. Amen. On air, Gurmand.
So gwybod the Helenish and that Manafra, big bucks, but it ain't Amen. Here needs a crease. After 3 losses, bucks at leash and Vanitu, Boy and Hullivan and Credit on it. Take a quarter post and corpse of Cray, is Modinish are no Hus and Ashari. Torstinis get the Hervey shucks and the wish of Gadiga Togut, we more, or Waterway. Is Tussa Tashi goes back. Rebecca Shea, Lunner the Nusha, Steve the Shiri, Mara Warren Xarillion, 3 hail the sail. Amen. August Airwood and Tawdry and Ish, your son Patrick. Inanimate matter of Dick Hugs and Spirit Nave, Amen. Redsmandia, and Hacker the Book of Crahir Nav of Stalin. August Nisa Christine walks in our Girna. Gahon Spirit Nave, Barugo World. The Dolan Posh we bunches Pilot, the case who had a crush of poor boss at Saidika. Hui Shees Gehifrin. Diary on Tras Law O'Warren. Hui Suicide Yan, the Con the Here, Yesh and Hacker the Hulta. Action, Suction, and Breakfast Court, here though, August our Warren. Presence of Spirit Nave, Nave Aglish Katika. Ikamuin the Nave, Mahunas Tabaki, and Asherin the Cullinan, August of Ahan Yuri, Amen. Arnab and Arnab, Ganay for Danam, Gadaga the Ria, Ganay to the Heller and Colin, Marianter Ernab. Honor on the Lord doing a good spot in our vehicle. And one of the good gate, Ballad got about Sirchno, Amen. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Fanny with the rug, Fanny her the Benisa. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Fanny with the rug, Fanny her the Benisa. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Fanny with the rug, Fanny her the Benisa. A shade of cheaper as warmer up, Asher your cheer to Olamar. Arnab and Arnab, the day for Dan and Gadaga the Ria. Can you enter the Heller and Collins by Yinker Ernab? Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Spanning with the rug, Spanning her the Bernice. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Spanning with the rug, Spanning her the Bernice. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Spanning with the rug, Spanning her the Bernice. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Spanning with the rug, Spanning her the Bernice. Jay the back with it, along the gross, the thought cheer to laugh. Spanning with the rug, Spanning her the Bernice. Shade the back wind, came across the punch your left. Spanning with the rug, spanning her the Bernice. Shade the back wind, along the gross the punch your left. Spanning with the rug, spanning her the Bernice. Shade the back wind, along the gross the punch your left. Spanning with the rug, spanning her the Bernice. Shade the back wind, along the gross the punch your left. Spanning with the rug, spanning her the Bernice. Gorga Mavericks, then walk up, suspended name. Glory, that's so well. That is all. He said, Arna had a Tarnav, Ganay for Danam, Gadaga the Ria. Ganyin to the Heller and Holland Marianter Ernyav.